Alright, there's a video for 2HT about chapter 6, the first paragraph of chapter 6. Chapter 6 is about percentages, at least the beginning is, and then the first paragraph is about increases and decreases, so when something becomes more or less. Now here's an example. You can also find this example in your book. It says how much is new, so that means the new amount, after an increase of 18%. Now this is how you do that. You get an increase of 18%. That means you take the original number, that's 100%, and you add 18% to it. So you get 180%. Now you can always move the point two places to go from a percentage to a decimal number, and then that's the number that you use in your calculation. So if you know the old amount, well, we don't know what it is, but if it was 300, for example, you would do 300 times 1.18. Here's an example where we actually do know the numbers. It says here in 2010 a ticket to the Efteling was 32 euros. Now the price was increased by 9.3%, calculated the new price. So here they say how to get the number that you have to multiply with. We take the original price and we add 9.3% to it. So you have 109.3%. So you multiply with this number. So you move the point two places and then you use it in your calculation, and then you have the new price. Let's take a look at exercise 2. It says, by what number should you multiply old to get new for a percentage increase of, and then we see some percentages. So we don't have to calculate the new amount, so we don't have to do like in this example, you have an answer. No, we only need to do this step. We add the percentage to it, and then we write it down as a decimal number. So for the first one, we have an increase of 7%. That means that, well, you add it to 100, so that's 107%. So the number that you multiply with is 1.07. If you have an increase of 36%, 100% plus 36% is 136%. So we multiply with 1.36. And for this one, it will be 1.039. Alright, let me show you just one more time the whole thing. We have 100%. We add 3.9% to it, so you have 103.9%. And then if you move the point two places, you get this number, and that's 1.039. This one is a smaller number, it's 0.8, so the number that you multiply with is actually 1.008. Okay, you can get that by doing the same thing as what we do over here. If you add 0.8% to it, you get 100.8%. So if you move the point two places, you get 1.008. So this is how you do that. Let me show you one more, because also here we have another annoying one. That's 250. So we have 100%, and now we get 250% more. So that means in total you have 350%. So if you move the point two places, then you multiply with 3.5. So it becomes 3.5 times as much. So this is how you figure out these numbers. And we don't have to calculate the new amount yet. We just have to write this down. But if we go to the next exercise, then now we do have to calculate what the new amount will be. It says on Monday, Irene spends 1.8 hours on her homework. On Tuesday, she took 30% longer. How many minutes did she take to finish her homework on Tuesday? Alright, so it's 30% more. That means that we take the amount for Monday, which is 100%, and then we add 30% to it, so that's 130%. So you multiply with 1.30. So we take the 1.8 hours and we multiply that with 1.3 and then see what we get. So here I have a calculator and I do 1.8 times 1.3 and then I get 2.34. Okay, now the question is a bit annoying though, because they say how many minutes did she take to finish her homework. Now this is in hours, it's 2.34 hours. So if you want to know what it is in minutes, then we have to do 2.34 times 60, because 1 hour has 60 minutes. Now if I calculate that, I can round it off to 140 minutes. So this is exercise A. Let's go to exercise B. It says Alex spends 7.5% of the day on his homework on Monday. On Tuesday it takes 25% longer. How many minutes did he take to finish his homework on Tuesday? So first we'd like to know how many minutes did he spend on his homework on Monday, right? Because we don't know that yet. We do know that he spent 7.5% of his day on the homework. Well, 7.5% is 0.075, right? Because you can move the point two places. First it's here and then 1, 2, so it will be there. And then we use this in our calculation. Now if you multiply this with the number of hours that are in a day, then we know how many hours he spends on his homework on Monday. But we want to know how many minutes he spends on his homework on Monday. So we're also going to multiply this with 60. So first we do 0.075 times 24, because then you know how many hours he spends on his homework. And then we're going to multiply that with 60, and then we get 108. So he spends 108 minutes on his homework on Monday. On Tuesday it takes 25% longer. So we take the 108 minutes, and now we have to add 25% to it. So you multiply with 1.25, because 100% plus 25% is 125%. You move the point 2 places, and then you multiply with that number. So let's see what we get. If I calculate this, I get 135 minutes, which is the answer for exercise 5b. So hopefully this video was clear to you. If not, let me know, and then I'll help you some more. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.